Hello, 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 welcome back, Savage is here. Coming back with part 8 of What If Deku Had Half and Half Quirk. Now, where we last left off, Izuku has, of course, gone into his internship with the hero Gran Torino. In the end, Gran Torino have tried to get Izuku memory back, but ultimately failed. And Izuku meet with, of course, none other than Kirishima there too. Finding out, not really finding out, but you guys have found out that he's actually the successor of One For All. Anyways, in the end, Izuku finally got in a fight between him and the hero killer Stain. Stain managed to knock Izuku off by hitting him on his head using the handle of the sword. Immediately, Izuku waking up immediately after that and actually got some of his memories back. Which is, surprises Bakugo and the others, but that's not the important thing right now. Izuku in the end has gone into the hospital after being knocked off again, talking with Bakugo and everyone else. In the end, he told to Todoroki if she wants to go with him into the mall tomorrow. As Todoroki actually agreed to that, and now we continue. Izuku and Todoroki and Baku right now, of course, inside the class. Izuku told Todoroki to meet him outside of the class after, they done from the class. They will just gonna go into the mall. As after that, Aizawa come into the class and said, "Well, student, good, you done a great job the last day on your internships. I'm very proud of you. Anyways, now I want you to tell you something, that tomorrow we will gonna go into into the training camp to train your quirks as much as possible. So get ready for tomorrow." As after that, immediately everyone starts, Aizawa told everyone that the class ended and everyone started to talk. As Izuku said, "Hey Todoroki, so remember, are you gonna come with me tonight, into the mall?" As Todoroki said, "Yeah, didn't we agreed on that already?" As Baku hearing this, he said, "Wait, you and Todoroki will gonna go into the mall tonight?" As after that, Izuku said, "Bakugo, this is not..." But before he managed to continue, immediately Hakakure, I believe her name, the invisible girl, said, "Oh, that's actually a good idea, Midoriya. We can all go into the mall and get some stuff and enjoy ourselves for tomorrow." As after that, Mina agreed to that and everyone started, talking. As Izuku said, "Sorry about this, Todoroki. I should have not said it in a loud, voice." As Todoroki said, It's not a big problem. Just let us go." And after that, everyone agreed to meet, after 1 hour in the mall. Everyone just wearing their, normal things. Izuku just wearing his black t-shirt with the short sleeves, and, Todoroki wearing something normal. In the end, everyone, Mina said, "Alright, guys, everyone get what you need, and after that, let's all meet in here, in the middle of the mall, alright?" As after that, everyone agreed to that. Izuku and Todoroki go alone. As Baku said, "Hey, where are you going?" As Izuku said, "Bakugo, would you mind?" As Baku said, "Oh man, look at you, the icy hot girl and also the electric boy. Both of them has finally fallen in love. Oh man, I'm gonna fucking throw this in Endeavor face at All Mights. But don't worry, as I am a good friend in the end, so I'm not gonna tell anyone until you finally confess." As Todoroki just blushes and said, shut up, explosion head." As after that, Baku said, "Yeah, whatever, Icy Queen. Alright, enjoy yourselves." And after that, Izuku and, of course, Todoroki start walking a little bit away. After that, Izuku and, Todoroki has sit on a bench. As Izuku said, "So, what do you want to do?" As Todoroki said, "I really doesn't know. I never did something like this before." As Izuku said, "Well, how about we eat something? Do you like apples?" As Todoroki said, "Well, I would not say that I like them, but I, love their taste." As Izuku said, "Good. I know, let's go and eat some apples." As after that, Izuku just getting an apple for Todoroki, throw it to her, and after that, they just eat. In the end, Izuku start talking, walking around the mall, buying some things. After that, they just sitting on a bench. Todoroki told Izuku that she need to go into the bathroom, and Izuku just sitting on a bench and waiting. After that, Izuku just sitting on his phone, as suddenly he feel a hand around his neck, as he, hear a sound saying, "Guess who it is?" As after that, Izuku said, I never heard this voice before. as he just looking on his left and said, "Who are you?" As after that, Izuku just looking into the eyes of Shigaraki as Shigaraki said, "What's wrong with you? Don't you remember me?" As Izuku said, I really doesn't remember you. Who you are? Are you some sort of an old friend of mine? Because I just, if you didn't know, I lost my memories, so it's really not the best thing. I really doesn't remember you. As Shigaraki putting his hand out and coming back a little bit back, as he said in his mind, "Wait, he doesn't remember me? He lost his memories? What's that supposed to mean?" As after that, Shigaraki said, "So, Izuku, tell me, did you really lost your memories?" As Izuku said, "Yeah, I lost them. It's really kinda not good. I forgot all who I am. I mean, Bakugo and the others helped me to remember some things, but my memory is still so blurry." As Shigaraki said, "Oh, really? So, tell me, how did you exactly lost your memories?" As Izuku explained about the electricity thing, and Shigaraki said, "Oh, interesting. How about we go and eat some ice cream and we can talk more?" As Izuku said, "Sure thing, but can you tell me your name? I really doesn't remember you." As Shigaraki said, just call me Tomura. That will be enough." As Izuku said, "Sure thing, Tomura." And after that, Izuku and Shigaraki has gone in to eat some, of course, ice cream. Izuku seeing Tomura just lifting up his pinky, not touching the corn with his 5 fingers. As Izuku said, "Why are you lifting up your pinky?" As Shigaraki said, "Oh, you see, my quirk is dangerous, so I can't really stop it. I need to make sure that I doesn't touch anything with my 5 fingers." As Izuku said, "Wow, that must be such a horrible things, right? I mean, how bad it is not as bad as your lungs being explode inside your own chest." As Shigaraki hearing this, he said, "Wait, as if overusing your quirk will gonna explode your lungs inside your chest?" As Izuku said, "Yeah, it's really horrible just thinking about it." As Shigaraki thinking about it a little bit and said, "Yeah, it's kinda horrible. So, can you tell me what are you gonna do tomorrow?" As Izuku, said, "Oh, tomorrow we will gonna go into, into a training camp of UA. We will just gonna train on our quirks." As Shigaraki said, "Oh, really? Then tell me, aren't UA quite scared of some sort of a villain attack on the training camp? I mean, all the class 1A and B will be there all around alone with a couple of heroes. Aren't they quite scared on them?" As Izuku said, "I mean, who's the idiot that will gonna try to attack us? I mean, well, there's like the League of Villains. Those the League of Villains are basically an idiots. I mean, I really doesn't know who they are, but Bakugo told me that they are an absolute assholes, especially that one with the hands on his face." As Shigaraki said, "Yes, Bakugo. I remember him." As Shigaraki said in his mind, "So a training camp, huh? Interesting. And a loss of memory. I'm sure Sensei will gonna love these informations." As after that, Shigaraki seeing Todoroki start coming closer into Izuku, as he said, "Alright, Midori, I'm gonna leave. Don't tell anyone about our meeting, alright? I just like to keep my privacy." As Izuku said, "Sure thing, Tomura." And after that, Shigaraki just left the place. And Todoroki come closer and said, "Izuku, who was that person?" As Izuku said, "It was, one of my fans." As Todoroki said, "Your fans?" As Izuku said, "Yeah, he also had some weird quirk, and he we just talked a little bit. It's not a big problem, so can we go?" As Todoroki said, "Alright." And after that, Izuku taking Todoroki into a flower shop, buying her some white flowers, which is making Todoroki blushes, and in the end, all Class 1A being meeting up again. And the next day, Izuku and all Class 1A got into the bus going into the training camp. Of course, the meeting with the Wild Pussycat, they throw him inside the forest. In the end, they finally got into the training camp, as Izuku seeing in front of him a little kid. As Izuku said, "Oh, hey there, kid, what's your name?" As immediately he being hit between his legs. As after that, Izuku just fell on the ground and said, "Why did you do that? I already lost my memories. I doesn't have to lose those." As after that, Immediately Bakugo come closer and said, "What the fuck that was for, brat?" As immediately, of course, Kota just leave the place. Immediately Bakugo said, "Come on, he already had a girlfriend, you can't just do that to him." As after that, Todoroki just looking away, and after that Izuku said, "It's no problem, Bakugo, just I need some water." As after that Bakugo said, "Go get it yourself, don't be an asshole." As after that Bakugo just throwing Izuku away, and Izuku said, "Thank you, you are such a great friend." Immediately after that, Izuku and all class 1A, the boys go into the, of course, the hot springs and start enjoying themselves. And Mineta tried to, of course, climb the wall. Izuku just making a wall, an invisible wall of wind, or hardening the air in front of course, Mineta, before he managed to finally get into the top of the wall and immediately make him fall. After that, the next day, Izuku and everyone else start to train until the night time came, and the Wild Pussycat, or specifically, the one that named I forgot, Mandala, yes, the red one. She said, "Alright, boys, now we will gonna do, of course, a test of courage. Now, I want every one of you will gonna go with another thing and going around this forest, and you should come back here while the class 1B will gonna try to scare you off." As Izuku said, "Alright, simple thing." As everyone being putting together, and Bakugo and Todoroki being put together, as Izuku being left alone. And after that, Todoroki said, Can I switch with Bakugo?" As Bakugo said, "What, do you want to go with your boyfriend?" As after that, Todoroki said, "Shut up, explosion head." As after that, Bakugo said, "So if not, then how about you just stick with me?" As Todoroki said, "Damn it, just shut up." As after that, Izuku said, "It's alright, Todoroki. I doesn't, feel alone a lot." Alright, everyone, Mandalay said, "Alright, everyone, go into the forest." As everyone started walking into the forest, Izuku walking alone, and after that, by this time, there is, the League of Villains are standing on the cliff of a mountain. As Shigaraki is also there, as after that, W by his side said, "So, are we here to get him?" As Shigaraki said, "Yeah, make sure to get him. He will be such a great aspect into our team. So, just make sure not to hurt him a lot." As after that, everyone doing their jobs, Izuku start, smelling something, as he said, "What's this? I feel a lots of heat and some sort of a weird smell." As after that, Izuku seeing the bushes start to move as he getting ready to use his electricity, but suddenly he see from the bushes Shigaraki without his, the hands on his face, as Izuku said, Shigaraki said, "Hey, Midoriya, don't attack me, I'm your friend." As Izuku said, "Oh, Tomura, hey, what are you doing here?" As Tomura said, "I was just looking after you, just want to see you." As Izuku said, "Yeah, good, but can you please go and warn the other people of, there's something wrong there. I smell something. There's something that burning around the place." As Shigaraki said, "Oh, are you sure about that?" As Izuku, turned back and immediately said, "Yeah, I'm sure," but he immediately being meet up with the hand of Shigaraki, immediately about to try, touch him. As before he, Shigaraki managed to do that, Izuku using his left hand pushing himself backward and dodging this attack. As Izuku said, "What's wrong, Tomura?" As Tomura said, "Shut up! I'm not your friend, brat. You ruined my chances to kill All Might, and you think that I'm gonna just spare your life that easily?" As immediately after that, Shigaraki go again on Izuku. Izuku dodging into the left and said, Hey, calm down a little bit. What's happened? I really doesn't remember anything." As Shigaraki said, "Oh, then how about I refresh your memory?" As after that, Shigaraki start attacking Izuku while talking about how he defeated the Nomu and ruined his chances against UA. As Izuku remembering the Nomu, he said, "Wait, you are the reason for my memory lost." As Shigaraki said, "Oh, really? I'm sorry about that. But thanks to you, I was able to know that there is a training camp here, and because of your loss of memories, all of your friends are now in danger. I'm not the only villain here, idiot." As Izuku eyes whiting and said, "I'm not gonna forgive you for that." As immediately Izuku holding his right arm throwing an electricity wave on Shigaraki. Shigaraki immediately walked backward into a portal that of course Kurigiri just opened. dodging the electricity wave. And after that, Izuku said, "Damn it, he ran away." Immediately after that, Izuku started hearing someone screaming on the top of a mountain as he said, "Wait, this is Kota," as immediately Izuku started flying until he finally got seeing that Kota is about to be crushed under the fist of course, none other than Muscular, as Muscular said, "Oh, come on, kid, just let me play a little bit more longer," as immediately after that, Kota said, "Please, someone help me," as immediately after that, Izuku jumped in front of course, Muscular getting hold of course, Kota, and immediately just go into the opposite side as he put Kota on the ground and said, "Kota, hide behind of me." As Kota said, "Oh, what are you doing here?" As Izuku said, "Don't worry, I'm gonna save you." As after that, of course, and Muscular said, "Oh, would you look at this? So you are the kid that Shigaraki were talking about, huh? The one that lost his memories? Very interesting. Well, I would really enjoy to crush your bones. He said not to kill you, but he didn't say that it's not okay for me to rip a couple of limbs." As immediately after that, of course, Muscular going flying on Izuku to kill him, as immediately Izuku pushing of course, Kota off of the edge of the mountain, and Kota start falling from the sky, but Izuku managed to get hold of him using like a little wind platform under his legs to make him levitate into the ground, and screaming on the top of his lungs saying, "Kota, run!" As immediately after that, Muscular punch finally got closer to Izuku crossing his hand together, making like a wall of wind, which is not the wind wasn't very strong against the strong pressure of Muscular punch, which is actually break through Izuku invisible wall and punching him inside, of course, his crossing over hands. After that, Muscular said, "You're much weaker than I expected." As immediately after that, he going on Izuku and throwing another punch. Izuku dodging this into the left, but immediately being meeting up with a kick into his stomach, making him spill lots of blood and throwing on a wall of a mountain. Immediately after that, Muscular coming closer and getting a hold of Izuku's head as he smash him into the ground. After that, he smash him again, a third time, and a fourth time, and a fifth time, until Izuku finally said, "Stop it!" As immediately after that, suddenly Izuku electricity starts going out of his body, throwing Muscular away. As after that, Muscular stand up and said, "That was actually strong." And immediately after that, Muscular starts, hearing some weird looking sounds, like there is a thunder around the place, as he's looking up in the sky, seeing that the sky starts being covered with a smoke, or not smoke, or black of course clouds, as he said, "What's happening now?" As after that, Izuku stands from the ground and immediately just looking on Muscular with his face bleeding and the electricity just flirting around his around his head and his right side of his body, as Izuku said, "I'm gonna fucking beat you into a pile of blood." As immediately after that, Izuku lifting up his right arm, and immediately Muscular jumping on Izuku, but before he managed to come any closer, immediately a strong lightning shock from the sky going down on Muscular with 10 million volt. As after that, Muscular feeling this massive amount of electricity start covering himself more and more with muscle fiber to try to protect himself, but it's not of any use, because of course Izuku electricity starts burning through his flesh, and in the end, Muscular just fall on the ground unconscious, half dead, to be honest with you. As Izuku breathing heavily and said, "What the fuck? My chest, it's feel weird. What's wrong with my chest?" As Izuku suddenly feeling like something suddenly explode in his chest, as he feeling like a shock of pain, as he immediately said, as he immediately coughed lots of blood out of his mouth, and he said, "What's happening with me?" As after that, he immediately tried to move, but he just fell on the ground unconscious. After that, immediately Bakugo, seeing that electricity shock from a long way, he's seeing this, he immediately tried to go and help Izuku, after finally none other than Toguyami come with his dark shadow and saving, of course, Shoto, Todoroki and Bakugo from the villain moonfish. As immediately after that, Bakugo seeing Izuku on the ground, all bloodied in a pile of blood, as he said, Midoriya! Midoriya! As immediately after that, he said, damn it! Damn it! Wait a second, as Bakugo starts listening into Izuku's heartbeat, and he's seeing that his heartbeat is quite slowing down, as he said, no! As immediately he starts flying until he got finally into, of course, the camp, as he meet up in the middle of the way with Todoroki, as Todoroki said, what's wrong, Bakugo? As Bakugo said, Izuku is about to die, come on! We need to do something, as immediately after that, they just get him inside, and after, of course, they finally got rid of the villains. Or you can say that, of course, Aizawa getting rid of the, clone of Dabi. In the end, Baku getting him inside and said, come on, don't die on me now, come on! As immediately after that, Baku said, come on, Todoroki, try to freeze him. Maybe he will gonna, just try to freeze him. As Todoroki tried to do that to lower the temperature of Izuku's body. And after that, Baku said, he doesn't breathe. He needs, to breathe. As after that, Todoroki said, is there some sort of an oxygen mask here? As Baku said, I'm gonna search for an oxygen mask. You try to give him, try to breathe in his mouth. As Todoroki said, what? As after that, Baku said, come on, he's about to die. As immediately after that, Todoroki, Baku just leave to search for an oxygen mask, while Todoroki is, being left just looking on Izuku's unconscious body while he's just breathing heavily. As she said, damn it. As after that, Baku said, come on already. As immediately, of course, Todoroki just kissing Izuku and start breathing in his mouth, and just making him an auto breathing, or first whatever what they call it. I really doesn't remember what they call it, but anyway, after that, Bakugo getting an oxygen mask and immediately put it on Izuku's face. As they just waited for a couple of minutes, and immediately after that, Izuku said, what's happened? As after that, Bakugo said, finally, you are such an asshole, you're gonna get me a heart attack. As immediately after that, Izuku said, sorry, I just was I needed to use my full power against that one guy that named Muscular. Why my limbs feel so cold? As after that, Todoroki just looking away, and after that, Bakugo said, nothing, just don't care about it. As after that, Izuku said, alright, I just gonna go to sleep. As after that, Izuku just go to sleep, and everyone else has finally come together. Bakugo going outside to try help other student to go back into the hideout. In the end, he being captured. Of course, while Todoroki was sitting by the side of Izuku to make sure that no villains will gonna kill him. In the end, Bakugo being captured, Aizawa and everyone else has finally come back into the camp, and Izuku, and taking care of Izuku after the ambulance finally got in. And this one gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, tell me what you think about this part, and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Savage was here.